Our final speaker of the night is John Little, a 1972 alumnus of the San Diego State Chapter. Joining Delta Upsilon had a life-changing effect on John. Growing up without a father, grandfather, any uncles or brothers, it was hard for John to find the mentors he needed. DU provided him with those mentors. For decades, John's passion has been to impact young men and teach them how to stay the course. Through his church, his work, and DU, he has been able to mentor others. This afternoon, he will share his story and his tips for us. Join me in welcoming John Little and his Ignite titled Watchwords for Life, Gratitude, Servanthood, and Humility.
Got a good-looking woman with her own town, live in a small town.
How are y'all doing? Now, I say that because as a trial attorney and a part-time comedian, I know the importance of connecting with an audience if you want them to take anything away from your speech. And I have something that I think is important that will help you in becoming a better man. Now, most of you are DU leaders and you've accepted that. You're ready to listen to me. Some of you are skeptical, and I understand that because the world promises a lot but does not deliver. Then again, about 20 of you here are still on your cell phones. I work for the CIA. I know who you are. Your credit cards have been canceled and your bank accounts emptied. So get off of them. Thank you. And 2 people are asleep over there. Oh, those are the SAEs, the sleep and eats? Okay. I only say that to get your attention. Because it's difficult being up here. And matter of fact, I'm a little anxious. I have butterflies in my stomach. Now that I have your attention, I'd like to get into the meat of what I want to talk about. Life can be enjoyable, but life can be a real pain. It's a gigantic thing that is daunting to you, and for the last 3 years, you men have been building your life box, and you'll do that for the next 10 years. And in that life box, you are putting things, pieces of wisdom, life experiences that are going to determine your worldview, determine your passions, who you are, what your character is, what your goals are, how you feel about other people, what's important, and what's truth. And that is very important because life is a marathon. And the goal of life is to finish the race standing. Sorry to say, most people won't finish the race standing. Most people will not finish the race. Some will only make it halfway. Some will only make it 100 yards. Why is that when we have the best motivation starting out in life? Why do people not make it? Well, there are a number of reasons. I could spend a half hour going over those, but in about a minute and a half, here's some of the reasons why people don't make it past the finish line. First big one is addictions, drugs, alcohol, especially prescription medication, binge drinking hard alcohol, pornography. It's throughout this room. It's throughout our nation. People think it's innocuous. It's not. It's bad news. Eating disorders, focusing on yourself, gambling, spending all the time trying to have fun. An addiction is anything that takes you away from doing the things that's going to make you a better man. An addiction is anything that you realize this isn't very good, but you can't stop. So, what do we do? What's the answer to that? Well, I think I can help. And why do I think I can help? Because I grew up, as they say, without a father, a brother, uncle, grandfather. I didn't have any mentors until 1968 when I had a mentor, Bruce Howard, 48 years ago. So what I was doing, since I didn't have any other mentors, or as I grew up in my city, in high school and in elementary, is I started being a sponge, looking for all those things that are going to help me get through life. Spiritual, physical, mental, moral, psychological things that I could get and write down and keep. And I want to share a couple of those with you. The first is that when you come to a leadership institute like this, commit to come to every speaker and every breakout. And then when you do, come with the mindset that each speaker is going to give you 1, 2, or 3 things that are going to make you a better man or help you make somebody else a better man. Then when you come to those lectures, the speakers, bring an iPad, bring a tablet and write it down. There have been so many things in your lives which have been good, which you could have put in your life box, but you didn't write it down. Then when you get back to work or school, what you tell somebody, I want to share 2 or 3 things with you that really impacted me. And finally, you put it in a journal. I have been journaling for 40 years, all kinds of things that have helped me in my life. You can't remember all of them. Put them in a journal. If that's one thing, if you could take away from that, I'd love it. But my focus really here is 3 watchwords: gratitude, servanthood, and humility to help you in life. Since life is complex and complicated, here's some simple things you do. When I wake up in the morning, I say, God's a very big in my life, but you don't have to believe in God to do this. I say, God, give me an attitude of gratitude. What is gratitude? Men, it's the recognition that you are in the top 10, the top 1/10 of 1% of people that were ever born. Why do I say that? It's because you were born in the United States. Financially, you were better off than 99.99% of the people in the world. You have freedoms. You live in a time when your life expectancy is 73. You're all going to college. You're DUs. You're at a leadership institute. You've got your whole life ahead of you. Parents that love you, that are putting you through college. You are humans, and you can enjoy the human experience of friendship and helping other people out and achieving something in your life. You can watch a sunset. You can watch Seth Curry drain those things. You can have a glass of red wine if you're 21. There are so many good things in life that you should be grateful for, but unfortunately, the default setting of humans is to see what I don't have. Oh, I don't have this. This guy has that. I wish I had that. So if we had this attitude of gratitude, it would be incredible. Why? First thing is, an attitude of gratitude helps you when those tough times comes. When something is going to throw you off your horse, you're grateful for life so it doesn't impact you that much. Secondly, gratitude, studies have shown people that are grateful live longer. They influence more people. They have more friends. They're more likely to get a job. Do you want to work next to a grumpy person or someone with gratitude? So number one thing I'd say, when you wake up in the morning, ask for gratitude. What's another watchword? Servanthood. People have talked about that. Life is not just about you. It's about other people. You want to think of people equal to you. Now, that's probably hard for us, so put them in the same vein, close to you. That means when you're at an engagement with other people, you think about what the other person's saying. Think about what they're feeling. So when I wake up in the morning, I said, God, help me get off my own schedule, because our default is to ourselves. So when I go to work, if someone wants to cut in line, I let them do that. There's a smile there. I look for things during the day where I can help people out. Maybe help somebody with groceries or whatever. Or at work, if my mindset was, here's all the things I have to do, and someone calls me and I don't really have time, I give them the time. Servanthood, you'll find out, is one of the best things you can do. It used to be thought that the man who dies with the most toys is the winner. It turns out that the man who dies with the most toys, number one, dies, and number two, is unhappy. The people that die after giving to other people, those are the happy people. So, servanthood is the second watchword that's going to help you out. And the third and final one is humility. Humility, the opposite of humility, is arrogance or selfish pride. Don't you hate when you see someone that's phenomenally successful in sports or a politician or somebody, and then they get up there and it's all about them. It just turns you off. Humility is saying, even though you're good and you want to be good, that other people, even though they're not as good as you in that area, that they are as important as you. They may be different, and diversity is great, and that's what I love about DU. It stresses that. It's okay to think you're going to win a game or think you're good, but don't have pride about that. And if you think you're smart, good-looking, intelligent, a leader, and have a lot of money, and you're proud about that, what do you have to be proud about? You didn't earn it. You didn't choose your parents, your DNA, when you were going to be born, where you were going to be born, or your life experiences. So why be arrogant about that? So I will tell you that my wonderful wife of 38 years is here, and at San Diego State 40 years ago, I asked her, what do girls like in a guy? They say, well, we like this, this, and this, but we hate arrogant people. Pride doesn't sell. Those are the three things I want to share with you, men. I think those are, you can just take one at a time. But I want to help you finish that race. I want you to be with me as you're streaking down the finish line of life so you'll make your parents proud. You'll make DU proud. You will be fulfilled, and society will be better off with that. Are you with me? Yeah. Thank you.